Well, we're back here at the Midwest Technical Institute, and we are in the dental lab. I'm here with Molly Smith, who is going to tell me more about what's going on here in the lab.
Yeah, so this is where kind of all the magic happens. Right now, this is where we get all of our hands-on experience. We get to spend a few hours a day in lab just getting the students ready to learn hands-on.
That's really a huge part of your program, right, is that hands-on part.
Yes.
Because the students are not just learning from a book, they're not just in the classroom. You guys have 3 chairs set up in here and all of the necessary equipment. I mean, you guys could functionally be a dental office.
Yeah, we could. Not legally, but yeah.
But from an educational standpoint, that's exactly what you guys do. Tell me about some of the things that you guys work on with students here in the lab.
Right now, we are doing suctioning. So whenever someone's going to the dentist, that person that's handling the suction, that's what we're teaching them right now, as well as learning all the instruments that doc is going to use during a filling, and also with putting together the handpiece that doctor is using. So every module we learn a new hands-on task, and that's what we're doing right now.
That's awesome. And you guys, it's not just like simple things, like you guys are getting into some pretty complicated stuff. Like, is there like some radiation and like higher level like procedures that you guys are doing in here?
Yeah, so our last module we did x-rays. So the students got to take x-rays on first our dexter that we have, and then on each other. So they got to dabble in a little bit of that as well.
Awesome. And the students, I know you guys have some like, are they called mannequins? Yeah. Like, you know, models that you guys work on, but you guys also have the students get into the chair and take turns working on each other.
Yeah, so just like we're doing with this module, they're practicing suctioning on each other. So it's easy to suction on decks when they don't have a cheek. So we get to, they get to suck up some people's cheek in this one.
So, you know, it's important to, you know, taste the food that you're making.
Yes,
Make sure it tastes good. I'm sure in the same time, like, you know, you get to experience what the patients are going to experience. But it looks like you guys have like sterilization stuff in here. So the students are, I mean, they're doing the whole 9 yards.
They are, yeah. They from open to close. So they know how the whole office is going to generate as soon as they walk into extern. So they're going to learn how to sterilize the instruments, put together the instruments, and even utilize all the instruments. All right.
Now, what about your job here as a instructor? What does it look like for you when you're working with students here in the classroom?
So, I mean, it almost feels like I'm back in the office. So I get to, you know, show them all my tips and tricks that I learned when I was in the dental field. So it just kind of feels at home here.
I think that's an important thing to point out is the instructors like yourself, you guys come from real world experience. Yeah. You know, you're not just academic professors. You guys are working in the field and bringing that experience to the students.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in the field for 10 years before I came here. And I started right after extern at my extern site, and it's been life-changing ever since.
That's awesome. What about the students? What do you hear from them as they start to work here in the lab? Lab's probably their favorite part. You know, that's when they get to actually utilize what we're teaching in the classroom. So they're always very excited to come in the lab and actually get to work on something. That's great. And I know you guys have 3 chairs in here. Are you guys doing 3 different things at the same time? Is everybody trying different things? What is that dynamic like?
Yeah, so it just depends on what we're working on. With suctioning right now, once they've suctioned with me, then they'll get to practice on each other. So we try to utilize all 3 chairs at once, so that way someone has something to do at all times.
Now, this is probably going to sound like a dumb question, but what is suctioning?
So suctioning. So if you've ever been to the dentist and you had to say get like a filling, so that person that's sitting to your left side, and they have that big vacuum, that's what we're using.
Is that the little, okay, so that's the tube that goes into your mouth?
Yeah, there's 2 of them actually.
Okay. So
that tube, that straw-looking one, that is our saliva ejector, is what we call it. And then we have a more powerful one, which how we describe it is like a vacuum. Okay.
I learned something new today, and if you would like more information on what's happening here over at the Dental Assisting Program at the Midwest Technical Institute, we'll have all of that information for you on our website after today's show at ciLiving.tv. And we do thank the Midwest Technical Institute for sponsoring this segment today.